I know I literally just made a video, but, like, I'm so angry at this point. I'm just... The fact that this happened and just... I'm reading more and more comments and just seeing what people are saying, and it's so fucking anger-inducing. Because someone made a point, this isn't the first time, you know, obviously this is, you know, our page getting plagiarized, but this isn't the fucking first time something's been plagiarized. They used John Yun's words in the drama and didn't credit him. The drama, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, so if you watch that drama, stop. I don't watch it. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but, like, fucking stop. Don't watch it. Don't support it, please. Genuinely disgusting. I'm disgusted that these people think it's okay to hate on, you know, to just blatantly disrespect and blatantly plagiarize. I mean, that's a problem in general. You should give credit to a source in the first place. If you're gonna use a quote from John Yun in a drama, first of all, you need to ask his family for permission, and second of all, it needs to be credited. And I don't care if the drama's a hit and people like it. Seriously, what the fuck? But with this music video, again, I don't give a shit. I'm not usually one to yell about plagiarism in K-pop because, again, it's usually the company's fault. It's usually not something that gets under my skin. Like, oh, there's only so many songs in the universe, right? So, like, if a horn line in one song sounds like a horn line in another song, I'm not about to start screaming about it. I'm not going to scream whenever Momoland plagiarizes something. Like, if the song's catchy, I can't really be that bothered about it. And if, you know, I don't think it's the job for fans to be salty about, oh my god, Momoland plagiarized the Me 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 song, or whatever the fuck you want to say. Like, no one gives a shit, okay? I mean, if the company, you know, typically the only reason I would even care is if, you know, the company that made the original song, you know, goes out with the artist, says, hey, this isn't okay, and then they could sue Momoland's company, you know, whatever. It's a company thing. It's not Momoland's fault. I'm just using Momoland as an example of a group that plagiarizes a lot. I mean, they don't do anything. It's their company. But they get accused of, oh, I think songs that sound similar. Sometimes I don't even think it's intentional. Sometimes songs just sound similar. I don't even think it's intentional. I just want to be very, very clear about that. That it's not intentional a lot of times. And even if it is intentional, I mean, there are certain things that are just really sketchy, like the guitar at the beginning of Boom Boom. I would just say, oh my god, it sounds like DNA. No, it doesn't. It sounds identical to Are You Hungry by EXID, which is just a rip-off. But the whole thing about plagiarism, I don't, in other words, I really don't give a shit. If EXID's company wants to come after Momoland, then go right the fuck ahead. I don't think they're in the same company. I actually don't know what company they are in. If they're in the same company, that would actually be kind of funny, because I've seen plagiarism from, like, groups, like, I've seen, like, not plagiarism, but groups make very similar songs, like, in the same company. I digress, though. But musical plagiarism isn't something, and even, like, a music video, if I think a music video has a similar concept or set, you know, I'm not gonna start yelling about it. I'm gonna say, oh, that reminds me of this. Usually, I'm cool with it. Usually, I think, oh, it's inspired by something. So, like, if I see a set that looks similar, if it's something that's inspired or similar, like, I don't know, just using a random example of, like, I don't know, the DNA video or something. I mean, hell, the Blackpink's video, you know, they're inspired by 21. They're clearly inspired by 21. They're in the same company as 21. You know, like, when I see the shot of Jennie in the chair holding the dog, and then there's, in the 21 video, she's holding the cat, and it's, like, in the chair. It's, like, the same shot. You know, so I can joke about YG and self-plagiarism, but, you know, it's something that typically when I say, oh, that looks like whatever, I'm like, oh, that looks like the DNA music video. I'm not saying that in an insulting way, being like it's a straight rip-off. I usually think, oh, that's inspired, or either that's cool that that's inspired, or oh, that maybe that looks a little bit too similar. Maybe they should have done a different concept, right? So, if the videos are like a really specific concept, so if it's like the Blood, Sweat, and Tears video, and it's like a museum hall, and then there's like statues, and there's like, if that's what you're copying, if it's very specific and like the lighting is the same, then I'm gonna start saying, okay, why are you doing this? Like, I'm just using a random example, just something that, you know, is specific. Typically, like, I mean, there are so many K-pop videos with like people with cool cars or like in geometric futuristic settings in geometric lit up rooms. Like, there's like such common set pieces, such common things. I'm not gonna scream, oh my god, plagiarism. I mean, I could say EXO plagiarized TVXQ. Like, I could be a bitch and just go on about it. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not. I'm really not. But the situation with this aside, the song, the video, first of all, it's blatantly, I mean, it's blatantly copied. The lighting is so similar. The lights, they flipped the lights upside down. They like changed two things. And then we're like, okay, it's fine. Like, it doesn't feel like an accident. Like, the fact that the lighting is similar, it really doesn't feel like an accident. Second of all, they're plagiarizing our page. Third of all, what the fuck? Like, was this necessary? Like, it's a specific, I mean, the way the lighting is, it's very specific. It's not just some, you know, it's not just some fucking stupid, generic, big room with colored geometry in it. Like, it's not, you know, it's a very specific stage, the set, the lights, the mics. Like, what the fuck is your problem? I'm serious. Like, and by the way, I want to be very clear, I don't know anything about this group, and I'm not gonna hate on them. I don't know them, but whoever their company is, they need to fucking stop. And so one other thing that makes me really angry was that the person who, I guess, directed the music video, or the creator of the music video, someone tagged me, you know, on Twitter, was like, oh, this is this is the dude's Instagram. So I went over to that Instagram, and the post promoting the video had been deleted, and their comments were limited. So he limited comments on his posts, and he deleted the post promoting the music video. That was a ripoff, okay? And again, I can genuinely could not care less about plagiarism most of the time when it comes to something like this. I genuinely don't care. But, like, the song, the video, those types of sets, that's not your pretty fucking little aesthetic, okay? Stop using... Why do people use this type of thing as, like, aesthetic? Like, or don't use SHINee as, like, your pretty aesthetic. Like, bitch, no. I'm not saying you can't have a SHINee aesthetic, like, if you're a fan of them, I get it, but I just mean, like, don't use SHINee's meaningful sets, or don't use anyone's meaningful sets, for that matter, as an aesthetic. Like, don't take something that is meaningful to someone and use it as an aesthetic, just in general. I think that should just go without saying. Just in general, just don't do it. If something's meaningful to someone, for any reason, whether it's something that's culturally significant or something, I mean, whatever it is, like, stop making it your little aesthetic. Stop it. But, this video would have gone completely unnoticed if, you know, SHINee, you know, if Shawals didn't notice, because none of us would have known about it. So they're getting views, they're getting traction still, because so it almost makes me wonder if it was on purpose, just to get views. And that makes me so angry if it was on purpose. And again, the fact that the guy deleted his like, Instagram post, like, what the fuck? Like, obviously I'm not blaming, like, the band members or whatever, like, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm not gonna blame Momoland for plagiarism. I'm gonna blame whatever their company, and even then I don't care that much. But the point is that, I'm really angry. Like, why? This isn't okay. This is blatantly not okay. It's fucking disgusting. Because the meaning of the song, the meaning of the set, it's not your pretty little aesthetic. It just isn't. Like, and somebody made the post, and made the point that, like, only like, the fact that no one besides Shawal seems to care at all, and that's really true. It's like, no one gives a shit. And it's like about the plagiarism on the show, or about this, like, no one gives a shit. I also want to say that, like, the entire music video, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I just, like, saw what it was, is basically just one set. It's just this group on this one set, but the one set is a rip of the stage from our page. Okay, so I saw someone in the comment section trying to make an argument. They were saying, like, oh, it's not like our page, because in our page the members are apart for 80% of the video, and there's all these different shots, and they're only on the stage at the end, and this whole video is the entire thing. And I'm like, I don't give a shit what you're trying to rationalize. They took a certain stage, a certain scene from that video, and used it as an aesthetic for their entire video. I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, an iconic set. You know, okay, what about Blackpink? What about the cube? You know, when do when they're, like, dancing, and there's, like, the weird, like, geometry, the, like, pink cube thing. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, what if, you know, that's not for the whole video, right? That's for part of the video. Or, like, the Bear Trap and Kill This Love. Like, just pick a set from, like, a Blackpink video. Just an iconic set. Right? You've got the do cube they're dancing on. And what if you took your entire music video and just made it like that? Like, do they change the colors of the cube a little bit, change some of the lighting, and, you know, just made it the exact same thing, but, like, for the entire video. Like, for the entire video, just made it that, used that cube set, used a rip of that set with some slight alterations, and then made your entire video. People are still going to be up in arms. They're going to complain about Blackpink, about whoever it is plagiarizing Blackpink. And in this case, I would care much less if it was that, because that's just a random cube set. That's not some sort of important, that's not a tribute to anyone, this is a fucking geometry. I don't give a shit. But I'm just using that as an example. Like, what if you took an iconic set from a Blackpink video and used it for your entire video? That's basically what they did. But they used something that was very, you know, important. I don't want to say sacred, because then it makes it sound like it's a religion or something. But no. But, like, it's, you know, you can't take something that is just like that. Seriously, I'm so disgusted. And since I'm on the topic of plagiarism, this has nothing to do with anything, but it just made me think of Blackpink, the blindfold. Because in the How You Like That video, I think it's Jisoo who has the blindfold with the, like, flowers on it. Okay. And I saw a lot of people, you know, in the Pink Fantasy video for Shadowplay, because that was a major theme in that video. They're like, why are you, they're like, oh my gosh, they're ripping off Blackpink, which was really funny, and then people were giving a rebuttal to those comments and saying, oh, this video was actually shot before Blackpink's video, whatever. And even then, I didn't give a shit. But then I realized CLC and me did it first. So, like, CLC literally did that before Blackpink, so, like, even if Pink Fantasy was after, then they wouldn't even be ripping off Blackpink. Like, that has nothing to do with anything, it's just something I wanted to say, because people are dumb. But anyway, back to the important things. What the fuck? What the fuck is this behavior? What the fuck? Why is it okay to suddenly hate on anyone? And why is it okay to be a nasty, just, why? Why? I'm so over it. Like, in other words, we have asked for respect, like, you know, we've asked for respect for SHINee and Jordan so many times, and it's just like, it's so, like, I genuinely don't think people are ever going to listen, and it's just exhausting to have to deal with, and it's just like, but at the same time, if we don't say anything, then you're just letting them get their little revenue, you know, and just not, you know, you need to call it out when something bad happens, when somebody uses something that's, you know, wrong. Like, okay, this is a really weird example, but like, I'm kind of, this is kind of an extreme example, but you know those people who, like, fetishize serial killers? Like, this is, like, really random, but, like, you know, or we'll have, like, aesthetics based on serial killers. You know, a serial killer is someone who, you know, kill people, and what would you think about the people who are, like, victims, you know, or, like, you know, families of the victims? And not even that extreme. What about people who use, like, depression or some sort of mental illness as, like, an aesthetic? People use serious things as, like, oh, look at this mood board. Like, bitch. No. Fuck no. Go back. Go back. Like, that's so disgusting. Like, when people use, like, these types of things to get attention, you know, things that are, you know, important, like, it's so disgusting. Like, wasn't there some, you know, some girl who, like, went to the Holocaust place in, like, or went to, like, Auschwitz or something in, like, Germany and, like, took selfies or something really fucking stupid. It's like, no, it's not fucking cool. Like, bitch, you're nuts. Like, using it for attention, it's like, oh, we're gonna take a tribute song and then use it, rip it off, use it to promote our video. I'm not laughing. It's not funny. I'm just so done. It's like what's a really iconic, what's a big ass iconic tribute song? Like, I'm just trying to take somebody ripped off any, like, big song. You know, people get angry about it. It's like, but no one's angry because no one cares, because genuinely no one gives a shit except for Shawalls, and it's a genuine situation where, you know, the K-pop fans, you know, there are people on our side. We have such a huge, you know, amount of K-pop fans. Like, just ARMY and Blink alone are just such fucking huge fandoms, not to mention all the other fandoms. And I've seen plenty of and I don't want to, like, spread the narrative, oh my gosh, ARMYs are toxic, they're permeating culture. Like, I've seen plenty of ARMYs sticking up for Shawalls. I've seen plenty, I mean, not in this specific situation, but just in general, I've seen that before. Like, the thing, oh yeah, should I mention the Spotify thing? Oh, there's more, because someone, you know, had a correction for Spotify. It was like, oh, you put the wrong song under Adonian, and they fixed it, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, streams stay gold. It's like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, what? And I'm not, this isn't BTS's fault, this is Spotify being weird, but, like, it's just, I actually, like, forgot that happened until just now, but when I remembered it, I was not pleased. So it's just like, that one doesn't anger me as much, because I just feel like it might have been, like, an automated message that was, like, attached to, like, you know, anytime they think, they're like, well, thankful for you for pointing out this thing, it's been fixed, stream this, you know. I think it's just an automated, I don't think they were trying to, like, target Shawalls or anything, but it still came off as really, really skeevy. But yeah, I think, the fact that, like, literally no one, and they're just fine with, like, capitalism, and no one gives a shit. It's like, if it was some, like, like, if it was Michael Jackson or someone, well, maybe not now. Like, I would say someone would give a shit, but actually I feel like a lot of people still would. I don't know, if it was some, like, really famous, you know, Western singer, like, if it was, like, I don't know, Kurt Cobain, and he was getting plagiarized, like, or someone made a tribute to Kurt Cobain, and that tribute was getting plagiarized. Like, that's like, what it is. Like, it's like, if someone just took a quote from Kurt Cobain, didn't credit him, and put it on a soap opera. That's literally what this is like. It's, like, if someone, you know, had a thing with, you know, Kurt Cobain on Spotify, and they're like, or for Nirvana song, and they're like, stream Pumped Up Kicks or something. I don't know. I'm just, like, just pick some other random song. Like, what the fuck? Like, people would care a lot. Like, people would really fucking care. Like, people would be mad. People would just be like, oh my god, what the like, it's like, and no one cares. No one gives a shit. Except Shawalls. It's like, there's enough, like, K-pop fans on our side. Like, we know when K-pop fans get together, they can really do things. Like, the whole BLM thing, you know, the ARMY just going in and, like, you know, just, like, wrecking everyone. You know, just, those donations that got matched, absolutely amazing. I'm super, you know, that's great. But, like, could we have people, like, even other K-pop fans aren't, like, no one cares. Literally, the only people who care are Shawalls. Or people who are, like, sympathetic, like, people who know, like, if I am a Shawall and I tell someone I know, they're gonna be like, oh, that's, you know, that's messed up, right? But it's like, most of the time, no one gives a shit. And it's genuinely disgusting. Like, again, I don't give a shit about plagiarism, like, 98% of the time, but this is, just to stay, I mean, and I do think it was going a little bit far with someone saying, oh, the group has 5 members, like, how insensitive is that? That they're plagiarizing, that, you know, the group that's plagiarizing, which I thought was a little bit far, because my understanding of what this group is they have, like, different units, so it was just one of the units of the group, and I think their other units had, like, 5 members, I don't know, so I don't think that was intentional, I don't think, but, like, it is still kind of, because I honestly had this really weird thought, like, is this what our page would look like with 5 members, like, it just, and of course our page wouldn't exist, you know, if, I get that, but it's just, I don't know, it just, it's really, the whole situation, I'm honestly disgusted, just, I know I already made a video about this, but I'm just so over it, I'm so over SHINee, Shawalls being disrespected, you know, Johnny being disrespected. I'm so fucking over it. Like, just fucking stop. I'm literally just, if anyone who's not a shawol wants to, you know, reach out, you know, wants to talk to me, if you want information, you know, if you want to educate yourself so you can be, you know what you're talking about and say, you know, actually give a shit and care, then I really appreciate it. Because I don't know if I'm articulating myself very well, but this is genuinely disgusting, and I want to make that very abundant that I do not tolerate that type of behavior. And the fact that you're making money off something that is, you know, like that, making money off a ripoff. It's like, why the fuck would you make a cheap ripoff version of that? Like, what the fuck is your problem? I can't anymore. I'm so over it. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry for all the videos. I'm sorry for just ranting and screaming, but I really have no words. Just fucking, you ripped off, you ripped off that song in that video. Just no, I'm done. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go, so I'll see you all next time. Bye.